On the lower end of the lyre, we're just going to relieve. We want heavier weights here, thicker than the size, adds a bit of bottom weight, but we're also chamfering it in so there's more soundboard space. So it's a combination of the two. So what we do is this is slightly at an angle, and we're just cutting it away with the chisel. I use the chisel with the bevel inside. You can also do this with a knife. It can get tricky working around this side. See, I'm using my thumb to stop the chisel going forward. I don't want it going into my fingers. I'm using it's a very controlled cut. It's all end grain here, so it's a sharp chisel, and just take it easy. I say you can use your knife to do the same. It's trickier to work if you're this is probably easier. This side is easier if you're left-handed. This side is easier if you're right-handed. Which is why I use the chisel where I can. This bit here is very dense. It's full end grain. Now you can chop away at it that way. It's quite messy that way. Or you can just take the knife and do it slowly. We're going to be blending those cuts in, so this is just a nice chamfer from the bottom to the top. Again, I'm using my finger to control the cut. We don't want the knife coming towards us, ideally, but we can use our thumbs and fingers just to limit the amount of play. Otherwise, if you do this, the knife could slip. This way, it's more controlled. And this is very dense end grain here. We'll switch over to the other side now. Again, bevel on the inside for this one. This is all end grain, so it's depends on the maple. Using other ways to sand this with a block. What we want is a nice smooth transition. Again, it allows more sound vibrating space, but also keeping more wood at this end. Better for balance, better for structure. So we rounded it off. We're just going to use the knife now just to get to the pencil line. You can either use a scraper and scrape away this smooth, sand it smooth, or you can just leave it as knife cuts if you wish to. Okay, and then we just got to do the same on the other side. This again, we're going to keep to the same width and work our way around. Using the sides as a guide, we don't want it to... So we're basically removing this extra piece of wood, leaving more sound space to vibrate. You can also use it you can also remove small pieces of wood this way. Only take out small bits at a time. This is all end grain, so it's quite tough. Each wood will be slightly different. Sometimes I use the mallet just to get it through. You've got to work out where the grain is going. Take off only as much as you dare. There's no rush here. Keep your hands clear of the chisel. This one is right-handed for me, so I can do this with the knife. wire clamped to the bench. When you're working end grain, it's a good idea to have the item clamped down. Okay, so we want to remove this bit here, basically. This bit here. If the chisel slips, my fingers are out of the way. This bit is fine. Now we just need to make the other pieces the same. Move things around. final. Taps to get this curved around the corner. The rest I can do with a knife. That's the basic angle. You can see the angle rising up from the base. I just need to sand that down now with some scrapers and knives, and probably sand it as well. Just do the fine bit with the knife. You can, for this part here, you can also make up a sanding block. I'll just use a piece of wood here. Grit. What you can do is use the sandpaper with a rough grain to file the end grain, and then you can use a metal scraper. This is a broken Stanley blade.